There are many rules in Dungeons & Dragons, but which one is the most important? Welcome, scholars, storytellers, and fellow babysitter DMs. This is the Level Up Corner, led by yours truly, Wizo, as we delve into all the tips and tricks about Dungeons & Dragons. Now, today's topic is the most important rule. Before I give you the most important rule, I would love to hear what you think it is in the comments down below. I'll give you a moment, pause the video, tell me what you think is the most important, and now that you have done so, let's reveal it. The most important rule is simply to have fun. I know it doesn't make sense. It's not an actual rule in the book, but it's a rule because we don't often follow it. This is very strange since, of course, we play Dungeons & Dragons as a hobby. We play it for fun and for enjoyment. So how could we play this game and not have fun? But there are many times when we don't. In fact, I'm pretty sure you as DMs have either been there or at least seen other DMs that are not having fun with their campaign. And it is a toxin. It is horrific as it causes a miasma to go over the group. Imagine this. You approach a table and your DM is there, looking down, not looking at you, hyperventilating a little bit, focusing on papers, looking through things in a hurried manner. You don't want to be here. You're kind of scared. You might ask the DM, "Hey, are you okay?" And then they look up. What? Yeah, I'm fine. Is there anything you needed? All the time, their eyes are skirting different parts of the room, and you yourself are now off-put, possibly on the defensive, not really here to have fun. And this sets the tone for the entire game. Even if it's in the middle of the game, it still sets a tone for what is about to come, unless it's changed. On the opposite end, if you come to the table and the DM looks up, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I have this awesome world. Do you need some help?" Or when your player decides to do something, you look at them, you lean in a little bit, you're enthralled at what they do. This makes them want to continue. They want to push forth because you're having fun with what they're doing. They're going to have more fun with it. And it is a double-edged sword. If you use it properly, if you're able to have fun, then your group will have fun and it will enhance your experience and create memorable moments for you and your players. If, however, my friends, you are not having fun, well, we already went over how terrible that could be. So this is why having fun is the most important rule. It will seep into your game and completely destroy it if you don't respect this important rule. Now, what causes us to lose our fun? What causes us to not be able to focus on the most important rule? And that is very simple, my friends. We often focus too much on the player's fun. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very, very good to focus on what the players are doing and making sure that they have fun. After all, this is a game not just for you to squash the little insignificant ones. No. You are here to have fun with you and your hopeful friends. But what we can do as DMs is we can get hyper-focused on different parts of their fun. We can get hyper-focused on what they think of the NPCs. "Oi, I have a little dwarvish Scottish accent here, and then it goes a little bit Irish, or no, this isn't Irish. Oh, what did I change? Oh, I changed the accent. Oh no!" And then you start getting hyper-focused on that. You're wondering why the players are asking what is their third, fourth, and fifth cousin. I don't know. What is this? What's going on? Or the players have seen the movie which you blatantly ripped the plot from and are repurposing towards your game, and you're in constant worry now. Will they find out I'm a fraud? You can also have the standard issue of combat where players roll and you have this scenario. I rolled an 18. Is that a hit? Oh, alright. So, 24 damage. That right there was already boring. That was, you don't want to deal with that. And since it sounds boring, you think it is boring to your players. Unless you focus, are they actually having fun? Is this actually working out? Oh my god! And then you hyper-focus on it. You can do this for many different other aspects, but usually it's personified in body language. You can see that they're looking around, they're not paying attention. Even with the combat example, their faces were drooped down towards the table, or they have a dreaded phone. Oh no, they have a phone in their hand. That just shows a complete disinterest to you, your world, your work, and to everyone else's fun in the game. It will also infect others. Body language tells us if they're having fun or not, but we can read too much into it, and this leads to a spiral of doubt. This self-doubt starts as a small little snowball on the top of the hill, but then it rolls and rolls and rolls to create an avalanche, and at that point, when it hits us, we're not having fun anymore. We're completely stressed over everything, and this is a common problem that we have as DMs. But I have 4 important tips for you as a DM so that you can uphold the most important rule. The first tip, my friends, is to have enough preparation, but not too much. Now, you might call that an oxymoron of just, well, you need to prepare, but not too much. What is the fine line? And it is difficult to gauge at first. I would recommend that you prepare for the next 2 to 3 sessions and that you have prepared the environment. Why you do this much work is so that you know a little bit of what's coming. You're able to adjust on the fly, and if your players ask for why this farmer knows the location to the wolves' den, instead of panicking or treating them as a normal NPC that just leads them toward the direction, you're able to come up with a reason. This farmer's on the outskirts of the town. You know the environment, so you're able to make up that reason. He was the one who was attacked by the wolves first. Why not? Or one of the first, at least. Cover your bases. Make sure that you don't give a definitive if you're ever concerned about being cornered. With this preparation and understanding the environment that your players are playing in, you don't need to constantly worry about what the players can and can't do. You don't need to make up things right on the spot. You already have a good understanding, a good grasp of the situation. You can use that information to make logical conclusions. Why the farmer knows that where the wolves' den is because he's on the edge of town. So therefore, he's obviously been harried by these wolves. It makes sense. Duh. You want to know if this farmer has a brother? Sure, he's a farmer. Why not? Where is he? Next farm down. There you go. No big problem there. You know the environment and you prepared a little bit so you know what's coming up. If the players decide that they want to deviate and circumvent an entire session's worth of content, which does happen, you've already prepared the next session. So you can keep going. You don't have to worry about your players circumventing it. You can take that content and put it in your little shelf for later. But you do not want to prep too much, my friends. If you prep too much and prep 4, 5, 6 sessions out, there's something cool that you're prepping for. The end of this arc, something along those lines, and you are focused on what is to come. You are focused on the cool part that the players will get to eventually. And what they're doing right now is, just grunt work and everything needs to be done, whatever. But we're going to get to that really cool spot. And thinking along those lines is dangerous because now you're not having fun in the moment, you're not enjoying what the players are enjoying, you're trying to hurry them up, or you just have so much on your mind that it takes away from the fun you could have had. Now, speaking of making your life easier and making sure that the players have fun, our second tip is to create open-ended situations where your players can have fun. Now, this could be through a variety of ways. This could be through creating an open-ended way to solve a plot. You don't know how they'll get to that wolf den, but the players need to figure it out. How will they figure it out? Well, you've thought about the farmer who will lead them there, but they could ask other people. They ask the town mayor for maps of the area. Well, they've come up with a new and interesting way to figure out where the wolf den could be. You could have them roll a skill check, or you could show them a map of the area, showing a bit more of the world, and they could interact with the mayor. You could have some fun with this. You could also create open-ended situations that don't revolve around the plot. such as giving them an open environment to work in. There's a market. Hey, a market. People love to shop. What are they going to shop for? I don't know. I mean, magic item is probably... Oh, you want to shop for a pink coat with butterflies. Yes, there's a shop that does this. Totally, yeah. So you go along with your players and you have fun with it. You let them lead the situation. And in doing so, you're able to figure out what your players truly like. You're able to figure out what is fun for your players. And this can help you in your preparation for our third tip, which is have fun NPCs, monsters, combat, etc. Now, when you are making NPCs, the second tip will help you understand what fun NPCs you can create for your players. Do your players want a bit more silly, on the silly side again with that pink rainbow coat with butterflies? Do they want to have NPCs that have a bit more gruff and dry humor into it? And you can infuse your own bit of humor into NPCs. Instead of the farmer saying, "The wolves are over there in the den," say, "The wolves are over there in the den." I'm sorry, what did you say? And they could have fun trying to figure that out. Maybe get the farmer's daughter who says, "Oh yeah, he's always been like this. He always gets mad when people aren't able to figure out what he's saying." And you could have a whole little fun side scenario here if your players are up for it. You could also have fun in combat, for example. When you fight and try to strike each other, instead of saying that an 18 hits, the goblin can make a sound effect. "Ah! Ow, don't hit me, I'll be your slave!" And then the players say, "Well, alright, I won't hit you." And the goblin looks up, "Hee, you stupid!" and tries to stab them. And just have some fun with it. Or have some extra sounds that the creatures will have to really liven the mood. Give your creatures voices. Have some fun in everything that you do. And that brings us to our fourth tip. If you are ever bored, change it. There are many times when we have a plot that we just aren't that interested in. We start on the plot, we think it's a really great idea looking at our trajectory, but then we find out, man, I'm really bored of this tomb. Why are the players in this tomb? This tomb is so boring and dank and drab. There's no way to have fun with it. And oh my god, it's just not great. So what you should do is change it. Make it so that the next level they go to is a disco level. Why? Have fun with it. Make it so that the Lich has discovered disco or whatever else. And just have some wacky experience to bring the life back, bring the fun. If you're ever bored with something, change it. Find a way to make it fun. Find a way to make it interesting. And those are our 4 tips to help make sure that you maintain the most important rule, which is to have fun. But don't let me be the only one to have a most important rule. Again, tell me your most important rule in the comments down below. And if you had already made a most important rule at the start of the video, do an edit and say what you think now the most important rule is. Don't forget to also like and subscribe so that you can stay informed and so that we can reach more DMs out there. And lastly, always remember that your players love and appreciate you. So keep rolling, my friends. Keep rolling.